Okay, good morning, everyone who is going to watch this. And today we are going to discuss activity 4 for English that works for. So here we are in the apprentice view. Let's go to contenido del curso. Proyecto activity 4, evidence. In this for learning activity, we are going to do these activities: my motivators, job interview, my professional profile, and the interactive activity applying for a job. The program evaluation survey is going to be available the last 2 days of the course. So it is not available yet. It will be the last 2 days of the course. So let's continue. Here we have these 3 activities in just one. You download the activity from here. Click here to download and save the file of this evidence in your computer. And you send the activity through this link. So I download the activity, I save it in my computer, then I work in that activity. When I finish, then I have to come back here, activity 4, evidence, the name of the activity I'm working on, my motivators, your job interview, and my professional profile. You also have here the information, and you just click on Ver Evidencia, which is similar to Explorador de Windows. So you find the activity and you submit it. What you have to do in this learning activity, in the first part that is called job interview, what you have to do is you have to imagine that you are applying for a new job, and below, just here, you will find some common job interview questions. For this evidence, you have to take some pictures of yourself while you are wearing elegant clothes as if you were at the interview. Dress up, look professional. Pay attention to your body language, show you really want to get the job. Remember to use the grammar structures and vocabulary you have practiced within this learning activity. So it says everything here. What you have to do is you imagine that you are applying for a new job. You have to dress up to look professional, and you will have to take some pictures of yourself and add them here in these 3 spaces. Suba 3 fotografías como mínimo. And then you will have to answer these 10 questions. These 10 questions are common questions they ask in interviews. So here, for example, if you could start your career over again, what will you do differently? So you have to type here your answer. You have here 1 to 10. So you answer 1 to 10. Here for answer question 1, question 2, answer 2, right? And number 2 is during your performance reviews, what criticism do you hear the most? Tell me about your last position. What is your work philosophy? How have you changed professionally speaking in the last 2 years? Tell me about the best manager you have ever had. What were the most memorable accomplishments in your last position? Why do you want to leave your current job? In your previous position, how much time did you spend learning how to do things better? If you're very happy with your current job, why do you want to leave? Those are tricky questions they ask in interviews. So some of the students answer these questions, like I I have never worked before. That's not a good answer because the aim of these activities we have here in English That Works is for you to develop ability to speak in English like fluency. So please try to imagine that you are working and what will you answer? Oh, a hummingbird just came by and said hello. Beautiful, a green one. Okay, so please try your best in this first part of the activity that is called job interview. In the second part, we have here my motivators. This one is easier. Let's say that is easier. Here we have some motivators, like people usually have in their lives. So here we have 10 of them. You will have to order them according to your own values. For instance, let's say that my main motivator before, when I was 17 years old, when I finished school, my main motivator was money. But now that I am in my 40s, I don't think money is everything in life, like you can buy love with money. So maybe now for me, my main motivator is, relationships, independence, challenge, security. For most people, security is one of their main motivators. So it's different from everyone, you have here 10 motivators to get ahead in life, to work, to wake up every morning. For most people is relationship, like, okay, I do everything for my children. That's why I wake up every morning and I go out to work, because I want my children to live a wonderful life. Maybe a life I was not able to have when I was a child. So everyone is different, and according to that, for each one of you, the order is also different. So you have to do studies of successful individuals have found that there are a few motivators that guide their career and job choices. I make working an enjoyable and successful experience for them. Below, you will find a list with the motivators that are most commonly mentioned by high-achieving people. So here are the 10, and then you have to organize the motivators from the list in order of importance from 1, the most important, to 10, the least important. So you organize them according to your own motivations, the motivations you have to wake up every morning and get ahead in life. In the second part of this same activity, my motivators, you will have to explain your choices. For the second part, write a composition, type here your composition, expressing how the motivators have been part of your professional development. Recycle the grammar and vocabulary you have learned in this learning activity. Example, for instance, let's say that my main motivator in life is variety. So I explain variety here. I feel variety is the most important factor in my motivation. I don't like doing repetitive things. In my current job, I have learned how to use Photoshop and how to make different products online. I am becoming very good at it, and now I am able to teach others. So, according to my main motivator, variety, I explain why this is good for me. It is in the first level of importance, because I'm doing different things. I'm learning so many things. I'm not just teaching English. I'm learning other types of abilities. And I'm getting good at that, at the point that I can teach also Photoshop, you know? So this is what you have to do in the second part of this second activity. Let's continue. Here we have the last one, which is my professional profile. You have to type your professional profile right here, and I say, okay, please try to write at least 100 words, because sometimes some students add information from beginner, you know, from English that words beginning. Hello, teacher. I am Yvonne. I am 42 years old. I live in Medellin. I work in a company, and that's it. That's not a professional profile, you know? That's not enough. um, so that's why I say, okay, please write a composition, talk about your professional profile in 100 words. Looking for a job is one of the most important activities someone has to do in life. For this evidence, you will need to write your own professional profile with the objective of getting your dream job. For writing your profile, you need to take into account the following aspects. So you can answer these questions right here, not just saying, hello, my name is, I am, I live, and I work. No, try to answer all these questions. What have you studied? What have you been doing recently? What is your experience in the field? Which are your professional qualities? Which is your motivation for getting the job? What is your availability for the job? Do you plan to study anything else? Are you willing to travel? You can include some of the following useful language, this, for writing your profile, or you can look for more vocabulary in this learning activity glossary. Include a picture of yourself. It can be unreal. Try to be real. So here we have some vocabulary. Look for looking for a job. Look forward to, like, be willing to work out, experience, apply for a job, to be promoted, work agreement, employee, temporary work, full-time work, freelance worker, season worker. Here's some vocabulary from the learning activity, but you will find more. That's important. That's very important that you learn to not only answer these activities, but to go before to the material and learn about the vocabulary and the different structure. If you see here, we need to use past tense. Okay, we call it present perfect, you know, but it's related to the past. Even it is called present perfect. So we have here past tenses. You can use past, simple past, maybe past continuous if you want to explain something about the experience you had in a job you had before. And you will also need to use the present perfect continuous. This is present perfect continuous. That's something we will see later in when I explain the material, right? So that's very important. That's why I emphasize that please go to the material and study first before doing the activities, the learning activities. Okay, and this part, my professional profile, has two parts. This last part of the evidence, C, my professional profile, has two parts. The first one is you have to write your professional profile. And in the last part also of the whole activity, you find here some phrasal verbs. Now read the phrasal verbs below and write a definition for each of them using your own words. Include an example. Include a picture to illustrate the action. What is done for you to get up? Here we have a picture, we have a definition, and an example. To arise from bed. Example, I usually get up at 5 a.m. So remember that phrasal verbs are verbs that are compound verbs, because we have here get, you know, get is a verb. By itself is a verb. But with up, with this particle, now it's a new verb. Tenemos get, and let me explain this in Spanish. Tenemos el verbo get, que significa obtener, solo él, ¿cierto? Pero cuando se le añade una partícula pasa a ser otro verbo. Y esos verbos se llaman phrasal verbs en inglés y son muy comunes. Ustedes conocen también este otro verbo que es go. Y ese go significa ir, desplazarse a un lugar. Pero cuando tiene otra partícula como away, to go away, significa otra cosa. Entonces, what you have to do is to practice and learn these phrasal verbs by writing their definitions and some examples, right? Okay,